So, a subscriber of mine by the name of Ace sent me this video to watch, and Ace is a pretty cool guy. If you see Ace in the comment section, thumbs him up and say thanks for being such a cool person. But Ace showed me this video, and this video that we are about to look at is a video of an aspiring actress walking through New York, getting a bunch of catcalls. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to watch the video first, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about this. Okay, so, roll the clip.
How you doing today? Wow. That's not good.
Smile.
What's up, beautiful? Have a good day. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Somebody's acknowledging you for being beautiful. She said thank you.
Oh, bless you. Hey, baby.
Hey, beautiful. How are you this morning?
Have a nice evening.
Nice. Damn. Damn.
I'm beautiful. God bless. The sexy American Eagle.
Hello, good morning. God bless you. Have a good day, alright?
How you doing? Good?
Hey, look at that. It's $5,000.
Yeah, bro.
You want to talk? Huh? We can't be friends or nothing. You don't speak. If I give you my number, you can talk to me? No? Too ugly for you?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Nice evening, dog.
Okay, so I played the video first to give you guys the appropriate context of what we're about to explore today in particular. So I have several videos on street harassment and catcalling. I have me and Zarias did one video, well, more Zarias did a video on are catcalls really misogynistic? And then I did another video where there's like this PowerPoint presentation on how to end street harassment. Both of them will be in the description box. So, let's talk about street harassment or catcalling one last time. Well, probably not one last time, but one more time. When in the future, I'll probably extrapolate on street harassment a little more. But yeah, let's just chat about this particular video and catcalling as a whole. Okay, so the first thing I want to get out of the way is that catcalls are not misogynistic. Okay, and Zarias concluded that they're not misogynistic because I mean they're positive compliments. I mean they're positive statements made about the female body, or even men. Some men get catcalled too. And so I mean they're not misogynistic. They don't come out of a place of hatred. Very seldom would you find anybody give someone they hate a fucking compliment. Like that doesn't even sound like it makes sense, right? So I mean catcalls are not misogynistic, and I think annoying perhaps could be the best word for it. But if you take the video we saw in particular, so the actress in the video, I think her name is Shoshana Roberts, right? And she had a couple of interviews where she talked about the street harassment she gets, and she says she gets so many catcalls a day. So if you were listening to the catcalls that she was getting a lot of fucking compliments. And I mean just like compliments, like have a nice day, or hey beautiful, hey smile a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Some of the most ridiculously mundane shit ever. And so one thing that I think this video, if I can do anything in this video in particular, I am myself recording, I hope it is to give a matter of perspective to this whole situation. If you get anything out of this video, I hope you come out of it with a different perspective. Okay, because I think the video that Shoshana was in definitely did a fantastic job of showing what happens when you are, how do I put this nicely, a spoiled fucking brat. How about that? I mean, because it just sounds absolutely ludicrous to go around and complain about the fact that you get complimented on a regular basis. You know, and I think in some of the interviews she was like, you know, I mean, some days I don't want people to talk to me, and I'm like, look, lady, you're getting compliments. I mean, I don't really understand what the fuck you're bitching about. I really don't, you know. And I think it's really important that we have to separate getting a compliment from getting sexually assaulted, because lots of ladies like to group them together like it's the same thing when it's not, you know. I mean, someone, you know, groping you is completely fucking different from someone, you know, whistling at you or saying, hey, gorgeous, you know. They're just two completely different things. They just shouldn't even be considered the same thing, you know. And like I said in one of my other videos on street harassment, like, if you're getting your butt slapped every single day, I could understand why you would want a social movement. Like, I would get that, okay? Like, that is like being spanked for being pretty. I get that. Like, if you were getting spanked every day because you looked good, well, yeah, okay, we need to change that. Like, that's a social movement right there. But that's not what happens. You know, if you're getting your butt squeezed every single day, again, like I got you. Like, that makes sense. A compliment, though? People saying things at you? And I mean, and in this video in particular, I mean, it wasn't anything obscene, or at least they didn't show us anything obscene. They were just guys saying, hey, pretty, hey, beautiful. You know, I think there were a couple of instances where, like, this one guy was walking next to her, and I can look at this both ways. The guy, he could have been following her, just kind of smelling her, or just, you know, wanted to be in her presence, or they could have just been walking in the same fucking direction. It could have gone both ways. Then you had another guy who was walking next to her, and he was trying to talk to her, and she wasn't saying anything. So one thing, if you looked at Shoshana's body language, you can definitely tell she looked uncomfortable as shit. Like, she looked really, really uncomfortable. And here's one thing, if any lady watching this video, I hope you get this. Men have a natural inclination to want to protect women and want attention from women, the same way you ladies want attention from men, right? And so, and this is, I'm going to extrapolate on this more in the video, but, you know, men, you want attention from women, and we want to make women feel better, feel comfortable. So, if you analyze the way Shoshana was walking, and you compare it to the things that the men were saying, it lines up perfectly, actually, as to why they were complimenting her so much, because she looked so uncomfortable. Like, she looked like there was something wrong with her, you know. And so in one of the interviews, Shoshana was saying that she tried to put on, she acted like, you know, she didn't want to be bothered. She had a lot of nonverbal cues to, like, you know, be left alone, you know. And so that, of course, perks up to men. We're saying, okay, let's make her feel better, you know, let's protect her, because that's what we want to do. And at the same time, as I said earlier in the whole catcalling thing, and Zarias also said that men want attention from women. You know, the whole thing about, Zarias said, you know, catcalling is to men what Instagram is to women, which is a consequence-free way to get positive attention. And ultimately, what many of those guys do when they catcall is they want attention from women. And so I always say that, you know, really the power is always in the woman's hand. Like, if you can get a guy to say something to you, it means you have the power in that situation. You didn't have to do anything to elicit a positive response. You just got that because you are a woman. Because you are. You didn't do anything for it. You just are. You know? And, you know, that's the power a lot of women have over men, because, you know, I mean, if you think about the way women are, the way women look at men, you know, it's never what women never really want men for, you know, just being men. It's always what we men can do for women, you know. And I'm not saying that that's such a horrible thing, but it can become a terrible way to find a partner in a relationship, and that is something that can be talked about at a later time and date. You know, so here's a video I want you guys to see. I got this video off BuzzFeed, okay, and this video is called "What Men Are Really Saying When They Catcall." Check this video out. Okay, so let's talk about Shoshana for a second. Now, Shoshana is a beautiful young lady, and she looks good. I mean, goodness golly fucking gee, does she look good? She's a good looking lady. Okay, like she's got, you know, some nice boobs, and like some nice thighs. Like, you know, like when I say I like thick girls, Shoshana is what I'm talking about. You know, like some nice thick legs. You know, she's got something back there. Apparently she has a nice ass, but I mean, I didn't get to see that, you know, because we only focused on her front. I go on to say all of that because her being attractive plays a huge role in this whole thing. Okay, because I think the only way you can complain about getting catcalled is if you get catcalled a lot. And I want you guys to really think about that one for a second. Because, I mean, you have to be a spoiled fucking brat to complain about getting a bunch of positive statements thrown at you by people you don't know. I mean, let's switch roles. I mean, I'll be honest, you know, if that were me, if I were getting a bunch of ladies shouting, you know, hey, you look handsome, or hey, you look good, I wouldn't be complaining about that. You know, I mean, this woman is complaining. She got 108 compliments for being a woman. You know how many compliments I've gotten in a day? You know how many compliments I got today? Not one. I didn't get no compliments today. I didn't get any compliments yesterday. You know, if I could tally up the amount of compliments I've gotten in my lifetime, it would probably be about, I'm just going to be literal, 20. I probably got 20 positive statements about how I look physically. I get lots of compliments on the videos that I make, as opposed to specifically how I look physically. Yeah, probably 20 in the course of my 19 years of being on this earth. And this girl got 108 in one day, and she's complaining about that. This is what I hope to give you guys: perspective. Okay, because if you're a really lonely person, you know, if you let's do a little thought experiment here. Let's say fine. Let's say we're gonna take a little mild-mannered girl, okay, and she's gonna be heterosexual. She's not gonna get a lot of attention from guys. She's gonna be Shoshana for a day. So let's say this is a thought experiment. Anything can happen. We're gonna put her in Shoshana's place, and she's gonna become really pretty, okay. But she still, you know, has never gotten this attention before. Give her those 10 hours of getting compliments. Now, after that day of getting compliments, do you think that this mild-mannered girl, who's never gotten any attention from her life at all, is going to complain about that? No, of course she's not going to complain. Why? Because now she's getting positive fucking attention from men, which is something that we all want. We all want positive attention from the opposite sex. But here's the thing. I'm sure lots of people have said this before, and this is wholly the difference. I would wager that if it was a bunch of men in nice business suits, or a bunch of guys who had some, you know, some money, or had a fucking Ferrari driving down the street, you were saying something like that, saying, hey baby, hey, what's going on? Oh, it'd be a whole new world. And of course it'd be a whole new world, because now instead of getting catcalled by someone you don't find attractive, you're getting catcalled by somebody that you do find attractive. Alright, so I want you guys to think about that one for a second. So let's hop back to that whole BuzzFeed video I just showed you. So when we hear these the men are shouting, so you watch the BuzzFeed video, and so we heard a lot, you know, men are lonely, or wait, we hate ourselves. So as I said, you know, the people who catcall, they're not the cream of the crop, they're not the cream of society. They're not the most fabulous people in the world. And truth be told, they're just men who want attention. They're probably men that have low self-esteem. You know, there are probably there's lots of people in our society, men and women, who just have low self-esteem. But I think it's easier to point out a woman with low self-esteem than it is a man, but I'll talk about that in a later video, later date. So, but there are lots of men, that definitely have low self-esteem, and they want attention from women. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want women to care about them, and they want women to look at them. So that's why they catcall, because they're lonely people, and they want attention. But, I mean, and granted, some catcalls are really obscene, and are ridiculously stupid, and again, they're just cries for fucking help. But the catcalls Shoshana got were the most mundane, mildest shit ever. Have a nice day. Hey, beautiful looking. It's not like, and I didn't, and maybe there were, but I didn't see any instances where they're like, oh, look at that ass. Or like, I didn't see anyone slap her butt. None of that, No one groped her in that video in particular. Now, she said she's been groped before. And this is where I have to say, listen, I completely understand, being sexually assaulted. Like, I get that. Like, that is a separate issue in itself. If some guy just groped you, some guy walking up to you or walking behind you, I mean, of course, there's always, you always, have to take it with a grain of salt. Maybe the niggas we're just going in the same direction. But I mean, like, if you take a turn off to somewhere that wasn't your original destination and he turns to, okay, he might be following you, gotta test it out a little bit. But I mean, you can never really just assume somebody's fucking following you around. Otherwise, you're quite the conceited son of a bitch. But, I get that. Stuff like that, I understand that. I can understand why that would be unsettling. Again, if you're getting your butt slapped every day, again, I got you. But compliments? Someone saying, have a good day? I mean, to someone that is lonely and that yearns for positive attention from somebody, you sound like a fucking spoiled brat. You sound like an ungrateful son of a bitch. I mean, again, perspective, Put yourself in the place of somebody that doesn't get a lot of attention. Or put yourself in the place of the men that are catcalling. The way they get attention from attractive women is they have to do something. They have to put themselves out there. But you, Shoshana, as you said at the beginning of your video, all you did was put on a t-shirt and some jeans and walked outside. You get what they want with no effort. Okay? And you're complaining about all these compliments that you got. Again, let me stress this point very clearly. If you are being sexually assaulted every single day, I understand why you would be upset. But if you can only recount 2 or 3 times where you got groped or slapped, that is clearly not something that happens to you every day, considering there's 365 days in the year and you're like 24, okay? Clearly. But I mean, and so Shoshana, she just sounded whiny. I'm not even gonna. She sounded whiny, like a little girl, like complaining about nothing, just complaining about nothing. I mean, I could understand if you were like getting attacked or something, but that's nothing. And I know a lot of women, let's be specific here, a lot of attractive women who get these catcalls are gonna go on to say, men don't get it. It doesn't happen to you guys. Well, see, well, that's the discrepancy. It doesn't happen to us guys, so, there's no real level of empathy you're going to draw from men on this situation, because if a woman came up to me, it doesn't really matter what she looks like, and she gave me a compliment, that would make my whole day. If I got lots of compliments, you're never going to see me make a video complaining about compliments. In fact, let me tell you guys a story. So this happened the other day, actually. I was walking back from the office, and I was going to go meet my club members, and there's this one cute girl who was behind me, and I'm not gonna lie, I was checking her out at first, and she looked good. Okay, like, she pretty face, this beautiful girl, some nice thick legs, she was looking good. She was perfect, okay, just looking good, okay? Right, so I was checking her out at first, and then I kept walking, and then all of a sudden I heard like a little plush doll. You're like a little dog. You know those fucking dog plush toys that go like squeak like you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So like I heard that sound from behind me, and I thought somebody had like a dog or something. I turned around, and it turns out that one girl I was checking out like had the hiccups, right? And it was the cutest little hiccup ever, right? So then I started talking to her. I was like, oh, I thought there was a dog or something like that. And so she actually walks up and she starts walking next to me, right? So she matches my cadence and she starts having a conversation with me, right? Okay? And so, I was talking to her a little bit, and she was like, no, it was me. I'm not a dog. And I was like, I didn't say you were a dog. I was saying that it sounded like a dog toy or something like that. And then like I talked to her a little more about her getting hiccups or something like that. But it was the most mundane conversation ever. But the mere fact that she even matched my cadence and just talked to me for a second made my whole day. Like, I was happy. I was like, alright, well, it's nice meeting you, see you later. Because I had to go somewhere. But even still, it was just the mere fact that she, it wasn't weird, it wasn't creepy, it wasn't odd. It was just a nice, normal conversation between two strangers, and everything was fine. And that made my whole day. She didn't compliment me, she just talked to me. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'll be honest, I am a particularly lonely person, okay? Like, I am pretty lonely. I don't really get to do much here. And I'm usually in my room doing homework or streaming some TV shows. I don't get out much, okay? So I'm kind of lonely, alright? So, whenever people do interact with me, it means a lot to me. And I just can't put myself in Shoshana's shoes and get upset about a bunch of fucking compliments. I just can't do that, I just fucking can't. I don't empathize with her. And then, there's this aspect here. And I'm gonna close the video out with this. So I meant to do a whole video on this article, but I had to keep scrapping it because I didn't like the way it turned out. So I'm not gonna make the whole video. I'm just gonna throw this in here. So there's an article that Sargon of Akkad read, and that article was talking about it's men's fault, like why men don't talk to women anymore, like men don't go up to women because they're scared. And there's a lot of articles that say men are scared of talking to women. Well, no. It's not that men are scared of approaching women. It's one of two things. One, we're fucking confused. And two, we're just tired. Okay? Some men are just tired of trying to talk to women, okay? Because they got rejected a lot. They're just tired. And also the other aspect of it all is that they're fucking confused because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to approach women anymore. Because you'll get some women who are like, yeah, I want some guy to just come up and be aggressive and talk to me. And then you do that, you give them compliments, you go up, you talk to them, and then you're fucking creepy. Okay? I mean, let's go back to the video Shoshana was in. This one guy's walking next to her. She doesn't say anything to him. He's like, hey, you're not talking to me because I'm ugly? This guy clearly has fucking low self-esteem. This guy clearly doesn't feel good about himself. Clearly, if Shoshana would have just said one thing, like, no, I just have to get somewhere, that would have been the fucking end of it all. Right? Because this guy was just looking for attention. But it's confusing because on the one hand, you get men who try to talk to women, as we saw in Shoshana's video, and they'll get the cold shoulder. But then you have women complaining that no guy comes up and talks to them. So it's like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? And I'm gonna close the video out on that note. So, yeah, hopefully, if there's anything anyone gets out this video, it is hopefully you get a matter of perspective. I hope you get perspective out of this video, okay? Because a lonely person that gets zero attention probably is never going to fucking empathize with Shoshana. Just saying. With that being said, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, man, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below, and as always, have a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.